Welcome to SignalTv's Game of the Week, presented by Galpin Subaru in Santa Clarita. This week, we look at Friday's matchup between the Valencia Vikings and the Hart Indians. Let's get to the action.
Well, the preseason is over. The teams are as ready as they'll ever be. It's time for the opening games of Foothill League play. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Galpin Subaru Game of the Week show. I'm Dave Caldwell.
And I'm Haley Sawyer. This is when it really matters. This is what the coaches prepare for the most. The first 5 games prepared them all for this. And Dave, these teams are ready.
I honestly cannot remember a time when the Foothill League was this competitive. Not only does every single team have a winning record, no one can predict who will win league or even the top 3. You look at every single one of those teams and tell me where you think they'll finish. It's just too close to call, Haley.
You know, it's cliche, but every game matters this year for every team. And that starts with this week's Galpin Subaru Game of the Week, the Hart Indians versus the Valencia Vikings.
Valencia has been the league champion 7 years in a row, but it was Hart who knocked off the Vikings in 2013 for the CIF championship. This rivalry has heated up in the last decade to become the biggest game of the year across all sports. Haley had a chance to visit both teams this week, starting with the Valencia Vikings.
With a challenging pre-league behind them, Valencia is ready to take on some league opponents.
I'm really excited because our non-league schedule is really difficult, and this is my last year of football as a senior, so I just want to go out with a bang for my last season of league.
It's going to be an exciting start to league football, and it all begins with Hart and Valencia. It'll be the Indians' sharp defense versus the Vikings' well-balanced offense.
Their run defense is pretty good. They know how to stop the run, and they play some pretty good coverage, and they know how to move the ball downfield and score points.
The Vikings will have to deal with a talented quarterback in Nick Moore.
He is basically the best player on their team, so that's our key focus is just basically shutting him down.
I'm just going to play my game. I'm not going to let them affect me.
There's a lot of intensity in this game, but the Vikings are coached to not give into emotions.
There's a lot of rivalry and all that kind of stuff, and intensity goes along with the game, but then you get caught up in emotions and those kind of things. So there's intensity to it, but you got to stay focused on the job at hand.
You know, Dave, based on the conversations I had with the players this week, it kind of seems like Hart is taking this game more seriously than Valencia. The Indians kind of had this attitude of, let's take it to Valencia, but then Valencia was a little bit more laid back and almost with that detached, want-to-know every week feeling. Maybe it's because of their pre-league schedule, but it'll definitely be interesting to see how this plays out.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll learn more about the Hart Indians as they get set for the league opener against the Vikings as the Galpin Subaru Game of the Week show continues.
Galpin Subaru in Valencia is proud to bring you the SignalTv Game of the Week. Additional sponsorship is provided by the 5 Santa Clarita Jersey Mikes and the Valencia and Canyon Country Car Wash. Now back to Dave and Haley.
Welcome back to the Galpin Subaru Game of the Week show here on SignalTv. We're talking about the Valencia Vikings hosting the Hart Indians Friday night at Dr. Paul Preece Stadium. Dave, what's the history between these two teams?
Well, before the Vikings emerged as a dominant team in the Foothill League, it was the Hart Indians who were the perennial favorite. The Indians had their 65-game league winning streak snapped by these Vikings in 2004 and have placed in the top 3 of league every year but 2 in the last decade. This first game could be for the league title, and the Indians coaches and players know it.
League football means something a little different. These games take on a new level of excitement and intensity.
I'm super excited, and so are the guys around me. I mean, the atmosphere in the locker room is just completely different, and we're going to bring it to them.
Hart was defeated by Valencia in the last 2 contests, leaving the Indians wanting more.
We have a rivalry, with this team. The last 2 years I've been playing against them. We've given up victories, and I've got resentment for them. I love the guys, but I just don't want to lose this year.
Although the offensive line has struggled, the team is confident that quarterback Nick Moore can handle Valencia's defensive pressure.
Since Nick's mobile, it's very hard to contain him, but I feel like they're stepping it up, and I feel like just with all the energy and all the hype around this game, they'll step it up even more.
The Indians are coming off a victory against Ventura, but Coach Mike Harrington is making sure his team stays focused on the present.
Coaches, anything? We explained to them on Friday night after we beat Ventura that we're 4-1 tonight, but we're on Saturday morning we're 0-0. So we're starting fresh, and the mood is really good out here at practice and with the team. They're real excited to get into league play.
Hart has had problems protecting the quarterback so far this season, and the coaches have been adamant with the line this week, and the receivers will kind of have to be on their game too to make sure that they can really connect with Nick Moore. But overall, the team is just kind of lucky to have a mobile quarterback, especially when it comes to facing a defense like Valencia's that can really apply that pressure.
Well, this is not the only game that has league championship implications. As Haley said, every game will be a factor in who wins league this year. Golden Valley will take on Saugus at Cougar Stadium. Saugus is the only undefeated team in Santa Clarita so far, behind the play of quarterback Nathan Eldridge, who is averaging 253 yards of total offense per game. The Grizzlies counter that with running back KJ Maduke, who's rushed for nearly 600 yards and 7 touchdowns in 5 games.
Canyon will host West Ranch at Harry Welch Stadium Friday. Cowboys quarterback Miles Fallon has thrown for nearly 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. Wildcats quarterback Wyatt Eagett has led West Ranch to wins in 3 of the last 4 games, including last Friday's 21-17 thriller over Oxnard.
Last week's Faith Bowl was all about Santa Clarita Christian, and the Cardinals are hoping to ride that momentum into Claremont Thursday when they take on the 2-4 Webb schools in a San Joaquin League matchup.
Trinity needs to rebound from that loss as they host the McAuliffe Mustangs out of Lancaster on Saturday night at Cougar Stadium. Trinity had won 3 in a row before last Saturday's beatdown by the Cardinals. McAuliffe is in its 3rd year of existence and comes into this game 2-3 overall.
In junior college football, the Cougars have a bye this week, and that's probably a good thing. After opening the season with 2 wins, Canyons has lost their last 3 games in a row.
That's our look at what's happening this weekend in Santa Clarita football here on the Galvin Subaru Game of the Week show. Remember to check SignalSTV.com Friday night for coverage of every game.
You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter by searching Signal Sports. Next week, we'll feature the West Ranch Wildcats hosting the Saugus Centurions.
For Dave Caldwell and our entire team, I'm Haley Sawyer, and I'll see you at a game.